Good morning and welcome to Morning Gospel Fuel with Mr. G. It is Thursday, December 23rd, the fourth Thursday of Advent, and just a couple days away from Christmas Day. And it is the feast day of St. John Stone, who was an English Augustinian friar, and he's a martyr of the church. He was executed, it says probably in this month, in 1539. They got the year, but they're not 100% sure on the month. But he was canonized in 1970 by Pope Paul VI, and he was a doctor of theology from Canterbury. And since he was a martyr, couldn't find what he's the patron saint of, because all martyrs are automatically saints in most cases until they still need the miracle and the canonization process to take place. But whenever you die for your faith, what else can the Lord expect from you of that red martyrdom? So anyway, today's gospel, as we continue through Luke's gospel, is from Luke chapter 1, verses 57 through 66. Let's begin in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. When the time arrived for Elizabeth to have her child, she gave birth to a son. Her neighbors and relatives heard that the Lord had shown his great mercy toward her, and they rejoiced with her. When they came on the 8th day to circumcise the child, they were going to call him Zechariah after his father. But his mother said in reply, "No, he will be called John." But they answered her, "There is no one among your relatives who has this name." So they made signs, asking his father what he wished him to be called. He asked for a tablet and wrote, "John is his name," and all were amazed. Immediately his mouth was opened, his tongue freed, and he spoke, blessing God. The fear came upon all their neighbors, and all these matters were discussed throughout the hill country of Judea. All who heard these things took them to heart, saying, "What then will this child be? For surely the hand of the Lord was with him." All right. So we have the birth of John the Baptist this morning in today's gospel, where they're kind of having this struggle with the naming of the child, because they were going to, in ancient tradition, they always would name the child after the father, first name, to keep the name going. So they were going to name him Zechariah. But Elizabeth said no. And you got to trust. But we got one common theme that God uses with both Zechariah and with Elizabeth. And they were both in this period of waiting and listening. Because if we recall, Zechariah tried to get pregnant for years upon years upon years, and God just wouldn't permit it up until she finally became pregnant in her old age, who she was once considered barren. So she had this long period of waiting and listening and silence with the Lord, and just crying out to God, and he made her wait. And the same thing is taking place with Zechariah, but Zechariah is a man, and he's more stubborn. So the Lord actually forced him to be quiet and removed his voice so he could not speak, pretty much forcing Zechariah into silence, this period of silence, which we should all take to heart during this busy, hectic time of the Christmas season. So both of those two should be a reminder to be at rest, because once Zechariah wrote on the tablet saying John is his name, suddenly his tongue was freed, and he was able to speak blessings of the Lord. So something had happened in that moment of silence. So that is a challenge and motivator through both the example of Elizabeth and the example of Zechariah, that we too need to embrace a silent period throughout this busy season, to keep in mind, the forefront of our mind, the power of silence, and how important it is to communicate with God in prayer and contemplative prayer, to still listen to him, because it can be very easy in this busyness and hectic world not to do so. So the challenge is to maybe, if you watch the video here at the rectory with Father E and with Jeff and myself last night, maybe to check that out. And the challenge could be to embrace the song Silent Night. One of the most popular songs in the Christmas time is Silent Night, and that's for a reason. So to take that to prayer and actually live that out and discipline yourself to do so during this busy time of the year. So have a great day. God bless. And keep it real. In the name of the Father, Son, and Spirit. Amen.